All right, welcome back to another video from the forest. If you saw the last video, you know we will be staying in Slovenia the rest of this year. Right now, I'm up in the hills and it may start to rain a little bit. I hear it coming, but I'm gonna do my best to make this video. So today's video is about the housing crisis in Ljubljana, the cost of rent. It is out of control. It is so hard to find an apartment. You have studio apartments for 600, 700 euro. You have some luxury apartments for 2,500, and everything in between seems to get snatched up very quick. Andrea's friend put an apartment for listing, and within 2 days, she had 60 calls about interest in this apartment. So maybe she needed to raise the price a little bit, but then we have more problems. Then no one can afford it because the average wage in Slovenia is, I think, about 2,350 euro a month. That's before taxes. So after taxes, probably comes down to about 1,400 euro. And that's just kind of not enough to rent most apartments. You're gonna need roommates and you're gonna need a little time to find a place to stay. What else can I say? I was suggested Airbnbs to see long-term rentals. And those are all, okay, 1,500 for a studio, 2,800 for something decent. And that is just too much money for most people. I guess if you're a diplomat or a big businessman, you could afford that kind of, but Mor Acro is not on that level yet. That's okay. What else I want to say about this housing market? Yeah, you gotta go to the city because that's where the economic opportunities are, especially as an English speaker and non-Slovene. My Slovenian is very basic and that excludes me from most jobs out there. So I go to Ljubljana in hopes of finding work, finding a community of possibly other expats. So the rent is too high. I'm sure this is going on everywhere. I see it across Europe. Forget about buying something. I think in the last 10 years, everything doubled in price. And it's really just quite the tragedy. It's a cliche, but our parents, well, I'm a millennial, gonna turn 35 this year. Seems they had a much better opportunity to afford something. I don't know, maybe I'm just being a complaining millennial in there, but it seems like a housing crisis in Ljubljana. I don't know why they don't just build some high-rises, nice residential places. Nice, but not too nice, you know, keep it affordable. In the meantime, it's a struggle. I mean, they have a lot of students going there as well. It's a university town. So some people only want to rent out rooms to students and then they don't renovate. Students don't have very high standards, I believe. We're looking at one other place. He said, oh, the girls in there are all vegetarian. They don't eat meat, so I don't want to mess with the vibe. Yeah, it's a struggle. One more story. We had, at least one more story. We had an apartment. We're going to go see it today. I liked it. It was 700 euro a month plus utilities. That's another thing. Heating a place in Slovenia is no joke throughout the winter, especially the older places. They could be rated F in terms of energy wise, and it may be a cheap place, but you're going to spend more on heating it in the winter. So to heat, I plan to cook a lot of soup and bake a lot of things. So it's going to give some natural heat to the apartment. But anyways, back to the story. We're supposed to see it at 10 a.m. today. And about an hour or two after Andrea told me this yesterday, the guy called back and said someone already took the apartment. So I was really excited about moving to this neighborhood and getting into the city. And then the rug got pulled out from under us. Luckily, today we'll go see another place at 4 o'clock. Fingers crossed that it will be affordable. They didn't really say the price. And fingers crossed that it's nice as the pictures. They didn't really send us the bedrooms. They said they wanted to empty them. I don't know. But that's it. Let me your thoughts. This video may not be for my normal audience, but maybe people that are interested in possibly moving to Slovenia for studies, or if their partner happens to be Slovene, or else I don't know much other reason why you would wind up in Slovenia. But yeah, housing crisis, not like Morocco. ton of apartments there. You go to the local Hanut, the guy's going to show you 3, 4, or 5 different places. Here you're searching online and it's a little bit of chaos. Another little negative thing, if you go through an agency, they want your first month's rent, last month's rent, deposit, which is the cost of rent, and the agency will get rent as well. So they get a whole rent, first, last month, and also that deposit. So you need 4 months rent. I think that's a pretty big barrier for most people trying to get on their feet, but that's why you gotta go rent private. So this is my rant. One more thing Andrea told me to talk about. On the Facebook groups, Expats in Slovenia, looking for housing in Slovenia, there's about 10 people looking for an apartment for every one posting of an apartment. So tough days. Wish us luck. And if you have anything to comment on this topic or any suggestions, of course, feel free to comment. Thank you for watching.